Hi guys. I hope that wherever you guys are, and first of all, thank you guys so much for being here with me. So I hope that wherever you guys are in the world, you guys are home. I hope you guys are safe. Hopefully you're with your loved ones. And I hope you guys are doing okay through all of this. Today is actually a really special day, which is why I'm doing this live. My Instagram family reached out to me, and they reached out to my Unicef family too, because Instagram is actually launching something really special, and you guys will probably notice that at the bottom of your screens. So for the first time, we can be able to go alive together, be all here together on live, and we can donate to causes that are close to our hearts. And as you guys know, Unicef is so close to my heart, so I'm so happy to not only join forces with Instagram and Unicef today, but to come together, all of us, for Unicef. At the very start of the quarantine, as you guys know, I launched a campaign with Unicef called Spread Hope with Sofia. And the campaign was really inspired by the hope that I felt every time I opened my phone and scrolled through Instagram. There was this beautiful sense of hope that you guys inspired. So we launched this campaign together. And the proceeds benefit our heroes, our doctors and nurses who are on the front lines, literally risking their lives every single day to save our lives. And I've been so overwhelmed by how you guys have been so generous, and not only with your hearts and whatever you could donate, but you've taken it upon yourselves to spread hope and to spread light, and it's just been really beautiful. So I know a few of you guys are probably here with me: Maddie, Jerry, Yocasta, Sarah, Sol, so many. I could go on. I love you guys with all my heart. So I wanted to make today extra special, and I wanted to invite some friends to join us, some friends from our Unicef family, to be here today to kind of launch this feature and to just celebrate us coming together with Unicef. And to make this extra special, at the very end of the live, I'm actually going to be going live with one of you guys, because you guys are the reason that I am here, that we're all here together, and I can't wait to do that, so stay tuned. So I'm gonna join our first guest. Okay, let's see. Okay, so our first guest, I am so happy that she's joining us. She is a woman that I've admired for many years, for not only her career in music and the career that she's trailblazed, but because she's also devoted herself to being an advocate, and she's an ambassador for UNICEF UK, and she's actually joining us from the UK. So let's see if Rita is here. Okay, it's connecting. Hi!
Hi!
How are you?
Oh, I'm so happy we could talk. I'm really good. How are
I'm
you?
good. How's the UK? How's your family?
It's freezing. The
Is
family's
it?
fine. We're here in the lake house right now, basically in my studio. My mum and dad are in the city, and we're sort of quarantining separately because my mum works at the hospital. So,
I was gonna ask you about
everything's pretty okay, in a weird kind of time. It's also really like calm, because I feel like I personally, travel so much that it's nice to
yeah.
just be in one place, and trying to find a positivity in all of this could be really difficult. And so with music, I mean, and whatever other people do, but with music for me, it's like really helped me kind of get my frustration out. But
Yeah.
I'm happy that you're doing this. This is going to be so, so amazing.
Thank you, Rita, and thank you for doing this with us. It means so much, and what you said is so true. Like, our lives do require so much travel and not stopping, and in a way, it's because we've all kind of pressed pause, and music really has been such a place for like solace and peace and hope and
Yeah.
therapy, I guess, too.
Yeah, for sure.
But I wanted to ask you about your mom, because I was reading about her. She's one of the heroes who's literally fighting this crisis.
Yes, well, amongst a lot of the heroes that are on the front line, my mum's one of them. So she works for the NHS here in the UK. And so, she goes to work every day, but my mum loves it. It's
Yeah.
something she's loved to do since she can remember, and she just feels it's her job, it's her duty, and I think that it's that simple for her, and she's very careful, and everyone's very what's the word, I guess, cautious whenever she comes home, so that's important.
Yeah,
And
of course.
you know, she's very, the selfish side of me is a bit like worried and scared, but I also know that my mum is a true survivor, and she's very good and doing all the precautions, and you know, it's scary though, having someone that you're so
Yeah.
close to sacrifice so much, you know. But for example, with Unicef and working alongside Unicef, as you do too, and being an ambassador for them for so many years, it's really amazing to see how much change they actually do, not just for the children, but also for the world. And the donations, I can see the live fundraising happening
Yeah,
now. It's
it's amazing
amazing.
already. Yeah.
Yeah, it's truly amazing that UNICEF have so many ambassadors also that have these platforms, you know, that we can really kind of come together and join both of our fans at once.
Yeah, it really is beautiful. Well, you and I, we first met back in a few years ago when we were, oh, I think, did you freeze? Did we lose you?
I think I'm frozen. Can
You're
you hear me?
frozen. Oh no. I can hear you though.
Oh, how annoying.
How annoying. Wait, what should we do? Should I invite you again?
Maybe just invite me back one more
Okay,
time.
let's do this again.
Okay.
Okay, let's do this again. Lives are always such a scary thing, guys. Okay, let's see if I can find Rita. Rita, if you can hear me, will you just request to go back on? Okay, let's see. Okay. Let me find Rita. Okay, I'm just waiting for her to pop up, guys. Okay, can anyone help me? Do we know how I can get Rita Warren back on here? Rita, if you're watching, can you just send the request one more time? Okay, there she is. Perfect. We did it, guys. Hashtag live.
Okay, we're back.
Okay, we did it.
Sorry, I mean, we're not
That's
technical
okay.
geniuses.
No, we're really not. Honestly, lives scare me so much, but I guess it's what makes it real.
Yeah.
But what was this? Oh, we were saying that when we met, we were in Italy a few years ago performing for a UNICEF gala.
Yes, and you looked amazing. You sounded fantastic.
As did you. I remember your white dress with the feathers was like spectacular. And Ricky Martin performed that day too, which was also really fun.
Big deal.
But yeah, it's really so beautiful to see how artists can come together in moments like this, and especially something like coming together for something like UNICEF. But I wanted to ask you about your story, because your story is pretty incredible, and I've read a little bit about it, but I'd love for people to hear more about it from you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I came from a tiny small place called Kosovo, in a town called Pristina, which is the capital of Kosovo. Actually, UNICEF had an amazing idea, and we all flew out together actually and did an amazing trip to Kosovo, which I think you can all see online. And yes, I grew up there only for a year, and then I moved to the UK as a refugee when I was 1. And I've lived in London ever since. I'm 29 now, and so it's been incredibly, I guess, for my parents, more difficult than it is for us, because, you know, we were babies, but, you know, they learned a new language and tried to find their feet. And, you know, I think they're really inspiring in the sense of now my mother being a doctor, and my father having multiple businesses and restaurants, and qualifying in economics back at home. And I think it's just so strange for refugees to really find their feet. And, you know, I think we need to support that more than ever, because as one like myself, being able to live my dream, I don't think I would be able to do it if I didn't move, you know.
Yeah.
And so I think that's I'm an example of that. And being not only that, also just having being a female and being able to speak openly about things like this, I think is so important. But I went to school in London and I got my first deal when I was 16. And then I got my second deal when I was 18. And I guess just my world, for me, I'm just so grateful because it really is about just keep going, just keep working really hard. And um, I was just so obsessed with, succeeding in what I loved to do that I just was kind of like, this was my only option for me. I didn't really have a backup plan.
It's really incredible, and I've admired you for years, even before I knew about your
Aww.
story. But after hearing your story and hearing you talk about this right now, it just makes so much sense. And also the fact that being raised by the parents that you were raised is the reason why you are who you are, and why
Yeah.
what you've done, and why you've chosen to advocate for children and to work with Unicef and WHO and etc. But it really is, it's so admirable. And how long have you been working with Unicef? When did that start? And
Oh, it's 2000 and I would say the 14 maybe. Um, it's been about 8 years, I would say. I mean, it all started from like us doing we did an event for them and
yeah,
raising awareness. And then when they asked us and my team to go on a trip, I thought this is amazing because I remember watching the films that they would do with other people and think, oh my goodness, how inspiring. And actually going there and seeing the work happen in real
yeah.
life and actually seeing the difference that it can make in people's lives, I was just, fully in. And I think UNICEF is such a great example for you unifying the world as much as helping the children. It's also an amazing community of just gratitude and
Oh,
solidarity and
absolutely.
safety and health and
Yeah,
everything like that. So
yeah.
this is incredible. The live fundraising, you guys are so
I know you guys are incredible.
amazing.
Been like 10 minutes, guys.
I'm
Thank
about
you.
to do it too,
Thank you,
obviously, of
Rita.
course.
Thank
But
you.
yeah, of course. I mean, your story is just as interesting. I think we all have a little bit
Yeah.
um of worldliness in our blood.
Yeah.
We each of us are from somewhere crazy, or our ancestors, or the.
Yeah. And it makes us who we are and brought us all here together today.
Yeah,
And, but I just want to say thank you so much for doing this all the way from the UK.
of
Please,
course.
whenever you can, hug your mom, hug her for me, and tell her how much I admire her, and we all thank her for what she's doing.
Oh, you're so inspiring, Sophia. Keep going, and
Thank
everybody
you,
keep
Rita.
donating. And
Yes.
I hope I've helped. And I'll be watching.
Thank you, Rita. Love you. Be
I
safe.
love you too. Bye,
I'll see
honey.
you soon. Bye.
You too.
Okay, guys. So the next person that is going to join me is also someone who's really close to me, and she's just not only a dear friend, she's also a UNICEF ambassador, and she is a model who has literally changed the face of the modeling industry, redefined the face of beauty. I could go on and on about this incredible woman if my phone would allow me to add her. Okay, so let us see if my dear, dear Halima is there.
Hi. Hi, Sophia.
How are you?
How are you, baby?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm in Minnesota. Where
You're
are
in
you?
Minnesota. I'm in LA.
Okay.
You look so beautiful as always.
Thank you. So
How
do
are your
you.
parents? How's your mom? Everyone's okay?
Everybody's okay. Everybody's in good spirits. What about your lovely mama? The whole
My
family?
mom is good. My mom's good. I know she's watching us. Hi, Mom. We love you. She's sadly not with me and my sister. We're in LA and my mom is in Florida, so we're apart right now, which has been hard, but she's safe and she's healthy, which is all that matters.
Yeah, apart but together.
Apart but together, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. I was just thinking of the day that we met. Do you remember a few years ago when we met at the UNICEF panel that we were talking about? And
Yeah.
you told me, although I knew about your story, you shared more of your story with me, and I would love if you could share some of your story with us today, because I know that people would just love to hear that from you, because you're just awe-inspiring.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Sophia, thank you so much for having me. I think the first time I met Sophia, I'm not even exaggerating. I must have screamed for like 5 minutes at least. I'm sorry if I embarrassed you, but I had to do it. I look up to you. You're a role model to not just me, but so many young girls. So I had to. But yeah, so for you guys, my story started out in Kakuma refugee camp, so one of the largest camps in the world. And when I was about 7, my family relocated to St. Cloud, and that's where I found a new sense of community. And shout out to Minnesota for the folks out in the Midwest. And in 2016, I actually competed for Miss Minnesota USA, and I was the first contestant to wear a hijab and burkini. And that caused so much, media coverage. Eventually, Corinne Rawfield, who is now my fashion fairy godmother, she discovered me. I was signed by IMG Models, and that was the story of how I got into modeling.
You're incredible, literally incredible. And when did your relationship with Unicef start? Because I know that Unicef has been a part of your life since you were
day one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, what was so neat is, here at the time it's like, okay, 2016, I had just competed November 26th and 27th. The very next day, all these folks were reaching out, and I was still like, a Midwest small town girl. So my life changed immediately. It went from like 0 to 100 after the pageant. And as I was trying to navigate the modeling world and, being the first hijab wearing model, obviously there's so many things that we needed to, walk through. And for me, my first meeting at the agency, it wasn't really about fashion, because I don't know about you, but like for me, I really didn't know much about that world of, glamour and luxury and fashion, but I did know about the work of UNICEF, and that was always the career path that I wanted to do. And I knew even when I was taking classes at St. Cloud State, my freshman year, like I wanted to have a career where it was combining whatever I was doing, whatever I loved, whatever I was passionate about. With giving. Like I knew I couldn't just do one without the other. So when fashion presented itself, I wanted to combine it with activism. So in that initial meeting with my agents, I was like, I don't know about campaigns, and I'll be honest, I really don't know much about this world at all as far as like editorials and all the, inner workings. Yeah. But I know I want to have a meeting at UNICEF, just to say thank you to the very people who, I know it's like, different staff and stuff, but the organization itself, it had a big part in my journey and the reason why I am here today. So I wanted to set up that meeting, which we did. And shortly afterwards, like that following month, I think it was like August, where I was off to Tapachula, Mexico to do my first ever trip. I know Julianne is watching. Shout out,
Jules, we love you. Julianne, for everyone watching, she is our, she's works at UNICEF, and she's incredible, and she brought us together, and we adore her. So we're here because of her.
Yes, thank you, Julianne.
We love you, Jules. We love you, Jules. Helena, thank you so much for doing this live with me. I love you with all my heart. Thank you for all that you're doing and for continuing to inspire me and to every girl in the world. Stay safe, and I can't wait for this to be over so we can hug again and do some more special things together.
You're doing amazing, sis, and thank you so much.
Go away. Julianne goes, go away.
That really is a Julianne move to make.
100%. I love
All
you.
right,
I love you. Bye.
Thank you.
She is just the greatest ever. Okay, so I am so honored to introduce the next person who's going to be joining me. I have the honor and privilege of being able to speak with the heart behind UNICEF USA, the president and CEO, Mr. Michael Nyheis. So I'm going to add him to our live. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Hi, Michael. How are you?
Hi, doing great. So happy to be here with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It really is such a privilege to speak with you. I know that right now more than ever you are so busy at the front line of fighting this pandemic. So thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, and thank you so much for drawing attention to it. It is the crisis of our time right now, and UNICEF, as always, is on the front lines of addressing COVID around the globe, and we really need people to pay attention and to focus on what needs to be done to beat this thing.
Absolutely. And as your first few weeks of CEO in these unprecedented times, how have your first few weeks been, and what have you been seeing, and what should we all be doing?
Yeah, the problem obviously is felt very close to home, right? Because
Yeah.
we're working remotely, as I am, from home, and as you are, and our kids are out of school, and people have been laid off, and people are struggling all over the place, and that is a key part of the problem. But we also know, and you may be hearing
Is that
about
Izzy?
that's Izzy. Yeah, let's
Izzy?
see if we can bring
Bring
Izzy
her on.
into the show here. There she
Hi,
is. Hey,
Izzy.
Izzy.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Let her out there. But we also know that the real struggles around the world too, with kids that are in communities where social distancing is not going to be a real thing because they live in refugee camps or in
Precisely.
slums, and kids are out of school and don't have distance learning materials. And that's really where UNICEF does its best work, is taking the kids in these most vulnerable places and giving them a shot still at education, at health, at just improving their lives.
I was just speaking to Halima, as you saw, and she grew up in a refugee camp, and in refugee camps, like you say, distance isn't possible. Hygiene isn't as common, so it really is incredible what you guys are doing. And I was doing some homework, and just a few of the incredible numbers of what you and UNICEF have done. You've shipped more than 6.4 million gloves, 1.2 million masks, over 200,000 respirators, 200,000 gowns, 13,000 goggles, and so on, in support of over 44 countries, which is just incredible.
Yeah, well, that personal protective gear, for health workers in particular, is just vital. And part of what we're doing is both responding to the countries where the virus has already hit and become a problem. We were early there, getting materials into places like China. What we're doing now is getting a lot of materials to countries where the virus hasn't hit yet in a significant way. So it's really prevention, right? We're able to get these materials to health workers that need them in advance of the virus really marching through their countries. One other comment, if I can, about Halima. So you're talking to the second Minnesotan in a row. That's
Yes,
my home state as well. So it's really
you're
great.
right. Are you speaking to us from Minnesota?
I'm not actually. I'm in Connecticut, my home in Connecticut now. But
Got it.
I grew up there and have lots of family still in the Twin Cities, and very, very dear place. So
Yeah,
I just love seeing Halima's success coming out of our Midwestern state.
Truly incredible, truly incredible. I know that before you were on the helm of UNICEF USA, you were also the president of AmeriCares, and you were on the front lines of the Ebola crisis in West Africa, and I would love to hear more about that from you and what's going on with that right now.
Yeah, so a lot of lessons learned there in West Africa. I spent a lot of time in Liberia during that time. AmeriCares that I led at the time, we ran one of the Ebola treatment units that provided care there. We helped repair and rebuild some of the health system, hospitals and clinics that were really overrun during the Ebola crisis. Had some really interesting experiences, like spending some time with the president of the country, who invited us to sit in on her Ebola task force meeting and see a government really in control of the situation and how she was navigating that. Listening to the local music artists, the popular musicians who wrote songs specifically with lyrics about Ebola prevention and the impact that made on changing behavior in the community. So lots of interesting things that happened there, and sort of reflect on that now as we see the importance of people like you drawing attention to this crisis.
Thank you. Well, I'm just trying to do my part, and UNICEF means so much to me. But I think we would all love to know from you is what can we do? What should the world be doing, and how can we help in a moment like this?
Yeah, well, the first thing is we have to just pay attention to the things we've been learning about social distancing, about hygiene, about wearing masks in public, about listening to the health officials about what we need to do personally to do that. That's first. Secondly, we need to care for our neighbors, right? There are people in our own communities who have lost jobs that need food. You know, the local food banks, all those local nonprofits are really important to reach out to now too. And then we need to think globally. We need to think about this is a global pandemic, and nobody is better situated to deal with it on a global basis than UNICEF. So we'd love people to gather around us as well and support our work.
Absolutely. And is there, you know, you've dedicated your life to giving, which is just the most admirable decision that anyone can make. And is there, I don't know, a memory in your career that you look back on and cherish the most, or something that you look forward to, maybe with your work with UNICEF in the future?
Yeah, I remember a child in a little community in Uganda that was dealing with who came in an area of Uganda that had been overrun by rebels, and the situation was really terrible. But the communities were building back, and I was part of an effort to rebuild the health centers there. And there was a little boy who had a disability. It was really a problem for him. He was never able to get it treated. But when we were able to put this health center back up on its feet, the power of a local health center to make a difference, and he was able to get the treatment that he needed, that he couldn't get for years because of the conflict there. And I think about the work of UNICEF and the heroic UNICEF workers all around the globe who are doing that very kind of work today, not only for COVID, but for all the other issues that kids face around the globe. We really need to support them. They won't stop helping kids in the way that they need to, and we shouldn't stop helping them.
Absolutely. I was about to say that too. UNICEF won't stop rings so true, and more true than ever, especially right now. And I think that you and I are both speaking at something special that's coming up soon. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, we're launching an event that's going to be online with a lot of star power and a lot of people bringing attention to this. It's called UNICEF Won't Stop. You can check that out. We're putting it in place right now, unicefwon'tstop.org. Make sure to find it. We're going to be broadcasting it live in probably about a week and a half. And you'll want to pay attention to that. Give you something to do other than stream Netflix.
Absolutely. I'm so honored to be a part of that. So thank you for inviting me to join you in that. I'll actually be speaking with Audrey Hepburn's granddaughter, she's my idol, and it's so surreal, with Emma Kathleen Hepburn. And I'm really excited to, like you say, to join forces and to celebrate and or not celebrate, I guess, to commit to the fact that UNICEF won't stop and that we won't stop either.
That's great. And we're so grateful for you and for all of your followers who care deeply about the children of this world, and the fact that you give us your time for this and for our event coming up, and in many other ways. You have many other things you could be doing, but thank you for remembering UNICEF and the people that we serve around the world.
Thank you, Michael. This truly is the greatest honor of my life and my career, to be able to be a part of your family and to do whatever I can in any way to help. And, this always takes me back to my mom. You haven't met my mom yet, but she's the woman who kind of instilled this in me at a young age, that this is the most important thing that I can do. So I'm grateful to be a part of this in any way. And you're right, to all the fans who are here with us today, you guys have been so generous from the very beginning, from the launch of the Spread Hope with Sofia campaign to today, to the very beginning. So thank you guys. And all the donations are coming in, and it really is so overwhelming.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me, and for having Izzy to drop in.
Yes, she's the star of the show. She's the real star.
Great.
Thank you so much, Michael. Stay safe, and I'm looking forward to seeing you soon.
Me too. Thank you so much.
Thank you again. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh, guys, this has been beyond. I'm genuinely just overwhelmed by you guys, your generosity, by Rita, Halima, Mr. Nine Highs. It's just incredible to be able to be here in such a special moment. And, I think before we go, I have to end with just thanking you guys, because like Michael and I were saying, you guys really are the reason why we're all here, and your generosity over the last few weeks and throughout my whole career has just been so beautiful. And I wanted to go live with one of you guys, which I've actually never done. So this is a really special moment to do that. And I felt like the most special moment was right now. So shall we commemorate this moment and go live together? Let's see if I can do this without having technical difficulties. Pray for me. Okay. Let's see. I would like to invite someone that's very special to me. Okay, here she is. I have known her over the last year, and she's... Hi, I was just talking about you. Hi, Sofia.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm doing good.
I was just talking about how we met and your support over the years, and how much you mean to me and to our family here. And I know that since we've met, and since you started working with Unicef as well, which is so beautiful. And when I launched the Spread Hope with Sofia campaign, you hosted your own Instagram live where you guys donated per Blue Heart, which was just so incredible. So I just wanted to say hi and thank you for being here with me today.
No, thank you. Thank you for the platform and for pretty much inspiring us because that's what
you. Thank you so much.
I mean, there's so much that we could do right now. But I mean, the little that we can do, it's enough.
Yeah, it makes the world of a difference. Absolutely.
I think that as human beings, we have that responsibility to look out.
We really do.
To spread hope, spread love, and especially in times where we can't see each other face to face, I think that showing love and being generous like now is just the best way.
Absolutely. And tell us about what you've done with Unicef, because I know that you've devoted yourself and a lot of your time to Unicef, which is so amazing.
Yes, well, I actually started with Unicef last year, and since the moment that I became part of the Unicef family, it has changed my perspective in life in many ways than one.
Yeah.
And I mean, just seeing testimonies, seeing videos, being a part of meetings, and just overall knowing what Unicef USA does is just incredible to me.
Yeah,
And
it really is.
yeah, I mean, the most exciting thing right now for me is being part of Team Unicef New York. And we're raising, we're fundraising right now for COVID-19. And it's just been incredible to be a part of it. Just so committed.
It really is.
To so many children around the world that needs it, that aren't as fortunate as we are at the moment.
Absolutely. I remember when I first traveled with Unicef to Brazil, and you've heard me talk about this before because, fun fact, guys, when I was on a radio tour, she actually traveled to Philadelphia from New York with Sophie for one of my radio shows. And then I saw you guys like multiple times that week. It was fabulous. It was amazing. But
it
was incredible. But you guys really have, you've just been such a beautiful support, and to support what I do with Unicef means even more to me. But you've heard me say this before, that when I traveled to Brazil with Unicef, it really was just life-changing in every way, because we all grow up hearing that education can change and save a life, but it just takes on a whole new meaning when you actually meet the girl and you hold her and she tells you crying that literally there was a very high chance that she wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for the school that Unicef built, if it wasn't for the home, the shelter that Unicef built that became so much more than just a school. It was her shelter, it was her home, her everything. So yeah, I guess we could go on forever and ever about how much it means to us, but I wanted to thank you for your support and for all that you're doing and for your generosity and for spreading hope. And you, Maddie, Jerry, my family, that you guys are literally with me every single day, every step of the way. I love you guys with all my heart. And stay safe. I honestly, I miss New York so much. I can't wait to be back in New York when this is all over and we can all be together again. And we will be. We have to know that this will pass soon, and until then we have to do our part. We have to stay home, stay safe for our loved ones, for each other, and give whatever we can if we can.
Support each other and give us virtual hugs.
I love you. Thank you for going live with me.
No, thank you.
I love you. I'll see you soon. Bye. Oh, guys, this has been truly so, so, so special. Thank you to each and every single one of you. Thank you to the amazing Rita. Thank you to Halima. Thank you to Michael. Thank you to Yokasta, and to each and every single one of you guys for your generosity, for your hearts, for your love, your kindness, for the fact that you guys have all donated throughout this life has just been really incredible and so moving. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Unicef. I love you with all my heart. My heart is yours forever. And thank you for letting me do, my part in just in spreading hope and doing whatever we can in this moment. Thank you, Jules. I love you. I love you guys so much. Thank you for this. I'll never forget this. I love you. Stay home. Stay safe. If you're with your loved ones, hug them extra tight and know that this too shall pass. I love you very much. Bye, guys.